Hello, everybody. Hello. It's Thursday evening here. I hope you're all doing well. If there's any Gilligan's Island, I usually have my. Oh, by the way, this is Pop Culture Curator here, of course. And on Wednesdays, I usually have my. Oh, by the way, first thing, hello, Lemon Pie. Thank you for joining me. It's great to see you. I usually have my Gilligan's Island streams reviews on Wednesdays with Gorilla's Random Thoughts, which was for me yesterday. If you're listening on the rerun, this probably doesn't make any sense. But I feel bad because I wasn't able to have my Gilligan's Island stream last night. It's raining really heavy where I live. I got stuck in traffic by the time I got home. It was late, and I didn't want to start the stream too late because I know by the time we do air it for our time, it's late for a lot of people. And Lemon Pie, I need to find out if you have a channel or not so I can promote it. So let me know if you do. And looks like Gorilla. I invited Gorilla here if he wanted to join, and he says his computer is being slow. That's not good. I think he told me yesterday he was getting help from LDG. LDG is really good with that kind of thing. But if you read my posting, the reason why I'm creating this stream, I don't think it's going to be a long one. I don't have a lot to say. It's fairly straightforward. I'm going to cover the new. A lot of people. There's a lot of a lot of buzz going around about the new Evil Dead Rise trailer and the Renfield trailer. The Renfield is a reference to Dracula and it's starring Nicolas Cage. And Evil Dead Rise, everybody knows it's a reboot. I mean, anybody who's seen the trailer, we know it's a reboot. Anybody knows what Evil Dead is, we know it's a reboot. But what's interesting is in the promotional material and the producers and directors and everybody say, "Oh no, it's not a reboot. No, no, it's a continuation." Well, ladies and gentlemen, don't listen to them. It's a reboot. They just don't like using that word because they know that reboot and they know that reimagining is now a tainted thing in Hollywood. And when you see that, that means you're smelling dog shit. So they know that. So they're hesitant to use that word just to get you in there to watch the movie. But anybody who's seen it knows it has no connection with the original Evil Dead whatsoever. Completely new cast, which I'm going to cover here in a few minutes, or not that long here. What I'll be doing is I'll have the trailer because I don't know if you guys have seen the trailers yet or not. I do recommend you watch them. That way, maybe my review might make a little more sense. But if not, what I'll do is I'll have the trailer up here. Hopefully, I won't get stricken by YouTube. Well, I won't be playing the video, but I'll be skipping through it and pausing and talking. So hopefully, I won't go to Twitter jail for that, like I said. So we'll see what happens. I'll take my chances. This will be the first time I've ever done a review video of trailers on YouTube. I usually don't. I usually don't review trailers. I definitely don't do reactions where you see me react as I watch the video. I don't do those. But Evil Dead is very close to me. I'm a huge, big fan going back to the really early days of Evil Dead when it first came out on video. It was banned in several countries and a lot of history. And I love Sam Raimi, the director, Bruce Campbell. I'm sure most of you, if you're listening, you know who these people are, at least somewhat. I also bought the book, which is basically behind the scenes of making one and two. And I became a huge fan. I read both of Bruce Campbell's books, Confessions of a B movie actor and How to Make Love the Bruce Campbell Way. Excellent reading, I suggest it, by the way. You can also get the audiobooks read by him, which are hilarious. He's an excellent author. Very good and very funny. He is exactly like you would imagine. I also met him at the premiere of Bubba Hotep in Los Angeles. He was there. Gorilla's trying to come on again. Hey, Gorilla, hope you can make it. There you are.
Oh shit, my hair is way worse than I thought it was.
You're okay. That's fine. I'm not even on camera. You look fine. How are you doing there, sir?
Doing good. Be very careful on those trailers. They get hit faster than TV show clips. So you'll
So,
probably get stricken, but they're easier to fight because
well,
we're
okay.
doing
Well,
reactions.
all right. So let me ask you this. I'm not going to play any of the video. I'm just going to do like I'm going to skip through it like we do Gilligan's Island. You think that'll
Oh
still get me stricken?
no, that you should be okay, but I know a couple of people were doing trailer reactions and they got hit, but they're able to fight them.
Okay, but they were probably playing the video, right?
Yeah, and hey there, Lemon.
Yeah, I don't want to play the video because for that reason I want to avoid it. And
Yeah.
I figure if they strike this one video, oh well, I'm not monetized anyway.
Well, you'll be able to fight it. We're doing a reaction,
A reaction, I guess. It's well, or a review.
a
Like I said, I'm
review
not gonna
slash reaction.
right because I could have done it where I had a separate window playing and I play the whole trailer, and you and I are reacting. But I know for sure if I'll get stricken if we do that. That's why I didn't want to even take that chance. So I guess my first question, hopefully you still there, Gorilla?
Yeah. No, I just realized that
Okay.
I was cleaning the kitchen. I never put everything back, so it's all in the
Okay.
background. And hey
No,
there,
no,
Gap.
I didn't even notice. Hey, Gap, good to see you. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. I didn't even notice what's in your house, Gorilla. Though.
Yeah, it's all like I got my portable dishwasher with all the groceries on it. Still in the background. I got my what would you call it? I got my like can opener, toaster, and everything else on that stand. Then I got my pan rack right behind me.
Okay, cool. Well, what's up with your computer? Is it still going on with problems? What happened with
I was just
LBG?
going slow there. I was playing Minecraft. I spent a good 10 hours looking for a goat the other day. Then finally, Jason came on, so I was able to steal one of Thomas's goats to go, so I can start breeding them.
And what good is it? How does that help you in the game?
I found a goat and I wanted another one so I could breed them.
Okay, well, duh. That's what I get for asking.
I just said that, like, you can get like goat horns and stuff from them. I just gotta figure out how to do that, but I think the pen's too small to do that.
Well, I'm sorry for falling for this a second time, but I have to ask, what do you do with the horns?
Uh, there's all kinds of different horn styles that you do
You like
that you
hang
can
them on
use
your
with
wall, or what do you do inside the game with them?
blow them. You blow them, and then they each one has a different effect. There's like 8 different kinds that have different effects.
You mean the noises that come out?
Oh yeah. Thomas said we were actually testing one night how far away you could actually hear the thing.
Well, that's interesting. So, do they each sound different?
I don't know. We just had the one.
Just had one so far. Okay, cool. So I have
I
to
can
ask
go into
Gorilla.
creative mode and test them out.
Oh yeah, that's true. So Gorilla, have you seen these trailers that I'm getting ready to talk about?
No,
Are you familiar with Evil Dead the movies?
no, not really. It did strike me. It didn't really strike me. I figured they're gore.
Oh yeah, it's probably above the top for you for gore. Now, what do you think about Renfield?
Of who?
Okay, Renfield. You know who Dracula is?
Yeah, it's some guy that was stabbed in the 1600s with because people were scared of him.
No, I'm talking about Dracula the vampire.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the real life person. What was his name?
Dracul.
No, no, there was a guy over in Romania
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The original.
no, it's like
Prince Vlad.
Vlad, something the Impaler,
Vlad the
Vlad the
Impaler.
Impaler or something.
Vlad the Impaler is what they called him, right? And
Yeah.
the character Dracula the vampire, his first name is Vlad. So Vlad was the guy's first name.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right, and he impaled people. That's why they called him Vlad the Impale. He used to get his rocks off on that, but of course, he finally, thank goodness, they put a stop to that. But that was the inspiration for the book Dracula, written by Bram Stoker in 1897.
Yeah.
Except he created the vampires, which means because basically the real guy was not a vampire, obviously, but he flourished in seeing human blood. So that's what gave Bram Stoker the idea. He kind of took a little bit of that, mixed in with the old legends and lores from the countries where they believed in vampires, and created Dracula, who is a bloodsucker. And that was written in 1897 by Bram Stoker, like I said. And there's been several movies over the years, different versions. Uh, but if you're not familiar with it, it doesn't really matter because I'm going to be reviewing the trailer, and all you have to do is give me an opinion on the trailers and what you think.
Okay.
Did you start your dishwasher?
No, no, it I the new faucet I got, I can't even hook it up, so it's used for storage.
All right, gotcha. I remember when I was a kid, I had a friend and his mother had one of those portable dishwashers. She'd wheel it out and hook it to the sink.
Yeah, that's what this is.
And I'm going to get caught up here really quick. With the chat, Lemon Pie says, hello, Gorilla. And Gap After Dark says, hey, Pops. And Gorilla says, hey, good to see you, Gap. Hope you're doing well. And Gap says, Lemon. And then Gap says, I was concerned about the trailer for Evil Dead Rise. Did did you, Gap, let me know if you saw it or not yet. And Lemon Pie says, Gap, hey. And Lemon Pie says, Vlad the Impaler also fought off invaders. He was no angel, but a complex character. Yeah. And he was a good, I don't want to say good. I'll just say effective warrior. He killed a lot of people. He was a good fighter, I guess you could say. But, it doesn't, make him, all the people he killed doesn't make that right, obviously. And Gap does say he saw the trailer. Like, okay. So answer for Lemon Pie and Gap, because so far you're the only ones here in the chat. Uh, have you seen the both trailers? Either trailer? Gap said he saw the trailer for Evil Dead, but Gap, have you seen the trailer for Renfield? And how about you, Lemon Pie? Uh, Gorilla says he has not seen either one
Yeah, I
or
don't
neither
really
neither
watch
one.
trailers. It's like if I want to see something or if I hear some stuff about it,
Well,
Uh,
well, go ahead.
yeah. If a lot of people are bitching about it, I might even just go watch a show to see what the people are actually bitching about, so that I feel like I have the right to bitch about something. That makes because I feel like if people haven't seen something, and haven't, and then they start bitching about a certain concept, it's like, have you watched it to see what led up to that? Does that make sense?
Yes,
Hmm.
which
Yeah.
is fine.
So
And I don't usually watch trailers either. But like I said a couple minutes ago, I did because Evil Dead is important to me. And this Renfield, I've been kind of watching that in the background now. It's been going on for like over a year, and I'm surprised because Nicolas Cage has not made a theatrical movie in a long time. I don't even remember the last movie he made that went to the theaters. All he's been making is straight to video stuff for several years now. So my interest was first of all Evil Dead movies, and I'm a fan of Dracula and the Dracula mythos. Oh, and that's what I was saying. Dracula is a vampire, right? Okay, and he has an assistant named Renfield. Okay, who's a regular human. He's not a vampire, but he got an assistant named Renfield who eats bugs, who's crazy. But he's Dracula's assistant. Like he's the one that'll move around and transfer. Dracula can't go out during the daytime. So Renfield, he's the one that goes out during the daytime and does like all the whatever chores, errands need to be done. When the coffin needs to be moved from one place to another, that kind of stuff. They call them a familiar when they're assistant to a vampire. They're called a familiar. And Lemon Pie says I have not seen either. And Gap After Dark says have not for Renfield. And Gap says, "Oops, spelling, disease just struck me. It's okay. I understand, especially if you're on a phone with that horrible auto correct or whatever it's called." So, like I said, what I will do. Yes, Gorilla. Do you have anything to add? Are you okay, Gorilla? I think we lost Gorilla either that or
yeah, yeah, it was glitching out on my end, but it's my thing, my side.
all right. Well, let me know if I drop out or if I have any audio issues. Okay.
Yeah, no, this was all my side.
Okay. Well, and this is I've added the new memory and everything to my computer. So I'm hoping that I won't keep dropping out or have pops or any clicks or whatever it was doing before. Let me know if you hear anything, okay? So let me
Okay.
bring this up. Okay, and like I said, this is YouTube, and I have the sound muted. And this is me. Like I said, I'm not going to play the actual video. I'm not going to play the actual video, but I'm going to skip through it, and I want you to tell me your opinion. And when I say tell me your opinion, I mean Gorilla and also you guys in the chat. You could feel free to agree or disagree or whatever. Just let me know. Okay, so I'm going to go through every 5 seconds. So it shows the mother cooking, and the kids are standing behind her. And obviously,
The time
that's most
time there.
What's that?
I'd play.
What was
You
that?
know, you could probably play a few seconds at a time, so you could get that little bit of the audio too. Just don't keep it about 5 seconds at a time if that's what we're doing.
I
But
don't think we really need the audio. Uh, anyway, but it shows the mother cooking. As you can see, the mother's making mistakes. She's not cooking correctly. But what I want to point out are those. It's hard to. I have to skip every 5 seconds. I'm guessing those are her kids. So that's like her oldest daughter saying, "Mom, what are you doing?" And those are the other kids behind her. Okay. And then it cuts. It shows the clock. And now, by the way, that clock is anybody who's an Evil Dead fan knows that clock was in the original Evil Dead movies. There. Oh, by the way, Bird. I mean, sorry, Gorilla. There was Evil Dead. Then there was a sequel, Evil Dead 2. Then there was an Evil Dead 3. And then many years passed, and then they had another one like 10 years ago, a remake, which no, wasn't very good. So this is like the second reboot in 10 years, and it shows the people on the lake and the little girl.
all right,
I'm guessing the
what
oldest
were we
sister.
saying?
I don't know what part you didn't hear, but I was saying that the Evil Dead there was three movies, older movies, and then they had a remake in about 10 years ago, and then this is the second remake. Is what I was saying. I don't know if you
Okay.
heard that or not. And it showed the lake, and now it showed the little girl, and now it showed what I'm guessing is the oldest sister that we saw standing in the doorway. That's the
Now, is there a
mother.
lot of blood and stuff in these movies?
Yes, there is. But don't worry, you're
Okay.
not going to see it in the trailer.
No, I was just wondering because, like I said, I'm not a blood fan.
That's fine. And that's why when I put together my horror review stream, we were talking about that. In fact, that's another thing too. Is I'm going to be starting up a horror stream where I review horror movies with other YouTubers, and we're going to start it with the Evil Dead movies. That was going to be our first stream. So this is what we're talking about, kind of. Except I'm talking about the original movies. So anyway, back to the little girl again, right? Back to the little girl again. Now the book. Evil Dead fans all know what the book is. The Book of the Dead. And there, what is that? Tell me.
That's a human.
Yeah, I figured that. But my question is, this is the first time in the trailer that we see what might be a boy. I can't tell, but it looks like transgender fluid.
Or it's a person who hasn't hit puberty.
I don't. Just wait. I have a reason for this. Okay. So far we've seen a mother, an older sister, and a little girl, and this boy or girl who may or may not hit puberty yet. There's the mother. I'm sure you can already tell it's not your kind of movie right there, Gorilla. That's too much blood already, probably.
You know, I don't have problem with horror. It's just gore.
There is gore in this, I'll tell you that now. There better be, otherwise you're gonna have a lot of pissed off fans. Okay, so it shows the mother in the window, and then it shows the mother right here, and then it shows the older sister here. Are you with me so far?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're about three-quarters of the way through the trailer, maybe a little more. Let's go a little further here. My question is, how many men have you seen? How many men have you seen in the trailer so far?
None, but does that mean
Right.
anything?
Yeah. They're phasing men out of movies altogether. It's like, why not just get rid of them altogether? I mean, what is this? See, the reason why I was going to bring this up is because I'm a huge horror fan, and we all like all kinds of horror and everything. But the last 2 or 3 years of movies that have been coming out that are horror related are having less and less men, and when they do have them, they're feminized. There's no more masculine males. There's no more what they call cis males. There's no more alpha males. There's nothing. None of it's gone. We finally get some modicum of what I think might be a male in this movie, and it looks like somebody who's gender fluid. And that's my point. This is not Evil Dead here. This is just what this is it's another generic copy of a copy of a copy of the standard horror movies that are out there that hate men and have gender swapped. And for that, I'm upset with Sam Raimi, the producer, and Bruce Campbell that sold out. But anyway, let's continue.
And
That's
hey,
just my
Germ.
opinion. Resolute Germ, hail there. Good to see you. We're reviewing the Evil Dead Rise trailer, Resolute. I don't know if you've seen it or not, or if you're familiar with the movies.
Oh, he's
So here
probably
we go.
familiar with the movies.
All right. Yeah, gore. Here we go. Oldest daughter, which it looks like I'm guessing the oldest daughter. And then we get, I think, we believe it's the mom or the oldest daughter coming out of the water. Little girl again. And there, I think, is a boy on the left. Hard to tell.
Nah, it's a butch woman.
That is exactly what I'm talking about. They won't even if we have to question: are there any men in this movie? And if they are, you've got to cover them in women's clothing.
No,
So
that's
bullshit to
a
this.
woman. That's a woman there that likes to go with the whole butch look.
That's the same one that was in the picture a couple of minutes ago. You said it was a kid that was not puberty yet. That's the same picture,
Yeah,
same
well, I
person. I
didn't
mean.
see the tits on the previous picture.
Well, thank you for putting it out there for me. I didn't have to.
What, you think I'm trying to say stuff like that? And hail pickles. And hey pickles.
Hail, hail, good to see you, LDG. All right, so okay, so then my question to you again is: how many men have we seen in this trailer? And we're almost to the end of it, by the way. None, right? Okay, here we go. Let's continue. Mom again. Mom again, doing stuff that just that's such an old trope where they crawl on the ceiling now. It's like it's so tiring and old. Even the Orville did it. It's like, come on.
I'm thinking they're trying to concentrate on one family in the trailer.
So yeah, and the kids just are coincidentally going through transition surgery, right? Though,
Well,
by the
I
way, they're
think
not a trailer. They're not a trailer, by the way. They're supposed to be a high-rise apartment building. This movie's supposed
no,
to take
but in
place
the
in high-rise.
trailer of the for the movie, I think they're concentrating the whole shooting around one family.
Though these are the stars of the movie. The whole movie revolves around these people that we're showing in the trailer here.
Yeah.
Let me put it this way: the original Evil Dead, you have not seen it, but it consisted of was it two men and I think three women that went to a cabin, and they both got equal screen time. It wasn't like, oh, the women are idiots and the guys are smart, or the guys are idiots and women are smart. Everybody was treated like real people. But no, here we have the usual typical modern day audience, quote unquote, garbage, they say, that everybody's either female or trans or something. And they, anyway, I'll continue. And we got our, there it is. And that's the end of the trailer. That's the end of the trailer. Not one masculine boy or man in that whole entire trailer there. And I'm telling you, that is not Evil Dead. That is just a copy of a copy of a copy of all the other garbage that's coming out of Hollywood now. You can look at Netflix, and this looks like something from Netflix. You look at their lineup of horror movies, and all you see on every cover of every movie that's coming out now, you'll see two or three women standing there. And if there's a man, he's somewhere way in the background. But enough of that. Now, let's go over to Renfield. Let's see if I can spell it right. There we go. And this trailer also came out like maybe a day or so ago. All right, I'm just checking here to make sure you guys can see this. Okay, is there any chat I need to get caught up with? I
Let's
think
see.
so. Yeah,
What?
let's get caught up with the chat before I go to the next trailer.
Okay, I'll take. I could say that. So, Gap says, uh, um, issue one, all female cast, zero men. Resolute Germ says hi all.
Hey,
Gap says
Resolute.
hey Resolute. Lemon Pie says hi Resolute. LDG waves. Gap says kind of looks like a boy. LDG. I thought this was supposed to be a story of what happened in the cabin before Bruce Campbell showed up.
Nope, it takes place now, unfortunately.
Yeah, and then LDG says, hey. Gap says, issue two, old tropes.
Yeah,
And Limit Pie says, yeah, that's the trend on so many movies now, curator.
that's what I'm saying. it got to where there was less and less and less men, less and less and less. And that we've all known now. We all seen movies now. Now the trope is if there are any men, either going to be a coward, they're going to be stupid, they're going to be a cad, they're going to be the bad guy, they're going to be trying to grope the women, they're going to talk shitty to the women and get what's coming to them. I mean, oh, and it's like they've done that. Evil Dead used to be a fantastic franchise. It was a breath of fresh air in horror movies. And now it's like the same garbage again. This is going to be something I'm seeing on Netflix. Okay. Are we caught up with the chat? I guess we are. Okay.
Yeah.
So now we're going to the Renfield trailer. And like I said, Renfield is the assistant to Dracula in this movie. Dracula is being played by Nicolas Cage in his return to the big screen. Like I mentioned earlier, I don't know when the last time Nicolas Cage made a movie for the big screen. Most of his stuff has been B level stuff on straight to video. Pig was good. I mean, he's made a couple little. He's got a few bright spots there. But what I want to point out is this is called Renfield because the movie is called Renfield because it's from the point of view of his assistant Renfield. So it doesn't follow Dracula apparently, even though it's based on the story Dracula. So what is the point? But that's a different discussion. So it revolves around Renfield, who is his assistant. Now Renfield in vampire lore, in Dracula lore, in the old movies and everything, all references to Dracula, he's this little creepy guy. Sometimes he's a hunchback. He's always filthy because he lives down below in the catacombs and where the Dracula's coffin is and all this kind of stuff. He doesn't bathe, and like I said, he eats bugs. He has nasty teeth. Okay, now we get our Renfield for the modern audiences. Let's go. Here we go. If I can get this to move. And Universal, now remember, I'll point this out. This is Universal, guys. So this is the same company that produced the original Dracula with Bela Lugosi, believe it or not. This is the same company that tried to form that, quote, dark universe a few years ago, which failed miserably. Not surprising. And here we are with Renfield dragging bodies through the morgue. And that's our new Renfield. What do you think? Isn't that nice?
I don't know what the old one
Look at
looks
that.
like.
Isn't
So
that cute? Isn't he look sweet? That's why I described Renfield before I showed him. He's a little short, creepy guy who lives down in the dirt and eats bugs. Ugly, sometimes hunchback. This is our new Renfield. So we get a man in a movie, but what is he? Oh, straight out of San Francisco. Are we surprised? Look at that.
he doesn't look that bad.
This is the guy that was in Mad Max. Did you see the new Mad Max movie?
No,
Fury Road?
no.
Oh, he was, he, okay, well, let me put it this way. It looks like he's had transition surgery since then. Or I'll put it that way. He was like badass in that movie. And now look. Anyway, let's continue.
He just looks like he's a young
He's
teenager
goth.
that got out of high school.
He's not. Oh, he's guy's in his 30s. No, but no, they got him dressed like the usual goth, typical, which was the worst part of Spider-Man 3. So basically, I can't play the audio. I don't want to get stricken. But what he's listening to right here is an voiceover from Dracula saying, "We need to find people. You need to help me find people." Because Renfield will go and find victims for Dracula. And this is good. By the way, this is like a comedy horror apparently. So, and it shows him looking at the nuns, and he hears Dracula's voice saying, "I want nuns, and I want a bus full of cheerleaders, and all this." I'm sorry, he looks very feminine. I mean, the hair is ridiculous. That is a female haircut. But anyway, that's my opinion. Here we got some monsters. Dude, look at that. Isn't that just wonderful? Okay, so we keep going here. And we got apparently, which I'm guessing is probably the what do they call it here? Well, they're going to make it, she's going to be the comic relief. That's it. Thank you. Comic relief. I had to think for a second. Here we got our introduction to Dracula. Very short. Here we get a little bit of action scenes. Oh, wait. Oh, what they're showing here, since it's hard to show you guys through the trailer, but what they're showing here is Renfield, when he eats bugs, he gets superpowers. and he's throwing these people around, and he does spin kicks, and he flies through the air and all that. Isn't that just fantastic? I'm not kidding. Oh, I wish I was. And here we have Renfield in a therapy group. Oh, lovely, yes. Just like the writers. Just like the writers who wrote She Hulk. The same thing around a therapy group. Oh, and he's complaining about his boss. He's saying how creepy he is and how he doesn't like his hair done. And by the way, if you watch this trailer, that guy in the blue sweater is also very feminine. Just watch the trailer. Believe me. Watch the trailer after you watch this. Not now, but after you watch this stream. I want you guys. I encourage you to please go and watch these trailers, and then write back in the comments on my stream what you think. Like I said, I could be right. Could be my opinion. So that's why I want everyone's opinion. I respect every opinion out there, and I love to hear them. So no, this is Dracula basically walking into the therapy group. And that's Nicolas Cage as Dracula. And that's the end of that trailer. Thank you, folks, for coming. Okay, so what do you think, Gorilla? Am I crazy?
I
Or do
don't
you think it
know.
looks
I
good?
like that the guy that's supposed to be Bugs, that didn't look bad. That just looks like they're going for the goth look.
Of
No,
course. Well, because they figure that's what girls like now and boys. But I live in the Bay Area. That is San Francisco. I guarantee you that right there is not Omaha, Nebraska.
I don't know. That could, I think he not like that fitting as well in the Bay Area, but Omaha that's still he can
I'm
fit
not.
in Omaha somewhat.
I'm not. I don't mean necessarily Omaha, but I'm saying anything out of California, any Midwest state, Oklahoma, Tennessee. I don't know, Texas. I'm just saying that's not what most men look like, and you know that as well as I do. And it's once again he's feminized. That was my point too. He's also feminized. He's emasculated.
But if he does a good performance, that I know I think that could overcome the luck of him.
Well, first of all, he's not playing Renfield the character. He's playing Renfield in name only. Because, like I said, that is nothing like the Renfield character. Anybody who's even. I'm not saying you have to read the Dracula book, but I'm saying just look at any Dracula movie. And that's nothing. People are like, what? That's not Renfield. Show me Renfield. And it's like, yeah, that's that. Sorry, guys, that's Renfield. Have you seen Fright Night?
It doesn't seem like it's up my alley. So
Well, it's not gory, and it's a good vampire movie. And
okay.
okay, where are we on the chats?
Oh, here, just a sec.
Thank you. I
We
appreciate you
were
helping me, Gorilla.
uh right here.
Nick Cage, that's a red flag. But sometimes I'll give him. Like I said, Pig was good, so I'm willing to give Nick Cage a try. Nick Cage, I don't have the problem with, and I like Dracula. Between the two, I would see the movie, but and I was actually kind of excited for this when I heard last year they were making it. But it's now when I see the trailer and who's playing and how they have Renfield portrayed, that's where I'm saying there's my red flag. I mean, they're either wanting us to be stupid or just to say, well, we don't care. Just like with Star Wars, Star Trek, and everything else. They're saying if you're a fan, this isn't made for you. This isn't your grandpa's Renfield, is what they're basically saying. So by out the gate, the first thing they're doing is insulting the audience. But that's my opinion. Is there any more?
Oh yeah. Oh, you're still in the thing, aren't you?
Oh, well,
Okay,
we're done
so
with the trailers. I can go through these now. I just closed my window.
yeah, I just went to another window here. This this guy belongs on some new CW teen drama.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Indeed, Lemon
Uh huh.
was hoping Cage was the main character.
Me too. Yeah, exactly. Me too. In fact, when I first heard it, I thought Cage was playing Renfield, but I guess I was wrong.
Then there's Aquafina, whatever that means.
Water.
Yeah, I know it's water, but he had a question mark after it. And it's superpowers. I see Nick Cage will still do anything for money.
That I will not
Nick
argue.
Cage had some pretty good movies like Lord of War. I really enjoyed,
How
and
old is
then
that?
their National Treasure wasn't too bad. There,
How how old
Con
was
Air
the?
was pretty good.
Well, yeah, you're talking older ones. How old was the first one you mentioned?
Lord of War, 2000s.
Okay. Yeah, because honestly, he won an Academy Award once, and he was good in was Leaving Las Vegas and in Raising Arizona. I can name. Yeah, he wasn't a good. It's just that he would, he got to where he was doing it like Bruce Willis. He was doing anything for a paycheck. But like I said, Pig was good, and that was only a couple years ago. And he made that H.P. Lovecraft movie, which was moderate. It was fair. The Color Out of Space. I recommend that if you guys want to. No gore. So he made a couple there that were not too bad. And Gap says Fright Night was good. Yes. Oh, Gorilla, if we do, because we will be doing a review of Fright Night on our history review or our horror reviews. I highly recommend it. Like I said, it's not gory. It's an excellent, good, suspenseful, well written movie. And you need to get introduced to vampires, vampire movies in general. They're not gory, by the way.
I've been introduced to vampires.
What movies?
Twilight.
That explains it all. Do they even have one drop of blood in that movie at all?
No, I was just.
God,
I just had to do that one there.
that's fine. And I'm proud to say I've never laid an eye on a single frame of that garbage.
Yeah, it's sparkling vampires.
I know, I heard. I knew someone that was into that, and they tried to get me to watch them, and I made them leave.
I
Gap
get.
After Dark says too modern for true vampire lore. Yeah, maybe I'm too modern, I guess.
I mean, they're like, all like they weren't like absolute like find me a piece of rope bad, but there it's nothing. It's not something I'll go and sit there and actively seek out and watch. Like
Did you
I'll watch them with the girlfriend. They're in the hopes that I'll get laid later that night, but that's a different song.
have you? Did you see them once or no?
Yes.
Oh my God! You
Like
took
I
a
said, I
bullet.
was hoping to get laid that night.
Was it worth it? Did you get it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully it was worth it to you. For me, no. I'm not going to watch, especially like I said, I'm such a big fan of vampires. You're trying to sell me one that looks like a, well, without cussing, let me see, uh, trans and sparkly. Yeah, no, pass, hard pass. No, forget it. No, no, burn it, stomp on it and burn it. I don't like when they take things that we know and love and twist them for some small percentage of the population. I mean, that's ridiculous, and that's what they're doing. So Gap says, or hold on, next one. Lemon Pie. I was saying the actress looked like Aquafina, the rapper turned actress. I didn't know there was a water turned. I mean, an actress turned. I mean, wait a minute. A rapper. It doesn't matter. I never heard of her.
Sure. I
Sorry.
was saying the actress looked like Aquafina the rapper turned actress. Okay.
Why would she name herself after bottled water?
Because people
I
know
mean,
what Aquafina is, and
well,
maybe if that people's Google Aquafina will come up as her name instead of the water.
well, if I'm going to name my name, change my name to something that's in a bottle, I'm going to name myself Jack Daniels.
There you
Might as
go.
well go out with a bang. That's what I say. Jim Beam, something like that. Maybe that rings a bell, right?
Oh, the last time I mentioned Jack Daniels, I got a Karen writing me a fucking book, and I had to
Oh,
explain to her as a fucking joke.
oh, because she only drinks wine.
No,
Because
no,
that's all
no,
they do
no.
is wine, and that's all they drink is wine.
No. Every time there's a storm, our local police departments and all that all over here have to or tend to remind people to make sure that if you have to go out, to make sure you have your winter survival kit of a blanket, food, snacks, water, blah blah blah, stuff to keep you warm and that until help can come and get you. And I said, and all I said in the comments was, "Yep, I got my bottle of Jack because if I'm a freeze to death, I might as well be comfortable." And
Right.
some woman, she wrote me a fucking book. Literally, she could have it could have literally been printed out and made into a book
God.
about about how you should not have fucking alcohol and all that when it's cold out and that just thins your blood. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, see,
I was like,
that right there is why we don't have comedians anymore, and comedians can't do an act because they don't understand a joke.
yeah.
And all it does is it shows how ignorant they are. A little self awareness, people. And anyway, Aquafina is a ridiculous name. If I knew her in person, I'd be making fun of her all the time. I'd say, "Hey, Evian, can you come here, please? Hey, Potable, can you come here?"
But
um,
here's the thing: people still recognize her name.
I don't. I thought it was bottled water. If you would have asked me, I would say bottled water. Pass. No thanks. I'll buy a different brand. I'm not going to pay. What is it, $5 or $10 for something that's worth maybe 50 cents? So, which is probably says a lot about her. I'm
Well,
just kidding, guys.
if
Just
you're gonna
kidding.
make fun of bottled water, you do it to the people who buy the brand Smart Water. Cause go, hey, you're paying $5 for some water. How's that Smart Water working out for you?
I knew this idiot that would buy a bottle of expensive water. One of those, I don't know what it was, but it was hella expensive, $5 or $10. And when it ran out, you know what he did? He filled it with regular water. He just wanted to be seen like he was drinking the fancy stuff. I saw him filling up in a faucet with a sink. I was like, "What is this?" Oh, don't you? Oh, well, I use a container because I don't want people to think I'm drinking this stuff. And I'm like, okay. That just shows how shallow they are, right? It's the same as those people that like to cover themselves with glitter because it makes them a person as long as they have glitter on.
Yeah,
Not
well,
for an actress, loosely speaking.
some of
Lemon
that
pie
glitter
says.
makeup there, it actually looks pretty neat in my opinion there. But
Well, yeah, I know. Coming, yeah, I think considering you're a fan of Twilight.
I didn't say I was a fan. I said
just,
I watched
just
it to get
kidding.
laid.
I know, just kidding. Hey, well, then there you go, right? Okay.
I was doing
Lemon,
the I was doing the man thing there.
doing the man thing. You're doing whatever a man has to do. Damn it.
Hey, you gotta make the woman happy there.
That's
If they
right. And
want you to watch those sparkly vampires, just make sure it pays off in the end.
then a man should be able to say, okay, you want to get some? Okay, then you're going to sit here and watch this 8 hour football game with me and
Hey,
love it.
she sat there and watched Star Trek with me, so
Well, okay. Well, I would have to make her watch 6 movies or something, at least 6 episodes of Star Trek to make up for those Twilight movies.
she sat there and put up with it.
Okay. Lemon Pie says rapper and actress loosely speaking. Yes, I'm sure she's very loose. Dark After Dark says, Pop, do you have the book, The Vampire Encyclopedia? It's really no, I don't. I need to check that out. That sounds very interesting. That does sound like something that I would enjoy reading. I'm a huge fan, by the way, of the old Hammer movies, Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. That is my Dracula, Christopher Lee, all the way. There's nobody's even close, never. And Gap After Dark says Water Fina. Yeah, exactly right. Maybe she's talking about her career, watered down. And Resolute Germ says I don't care all that much about this thing as Dracula is public domain. You get crap like this, but you get better stuff like Blade Trinity and Hotel Transylvania. What you're talking about the old Blade, right? Because the new stuff Disney's going to come out with, believe me, it's going to have dancing bunnies and stuff. And speaking of trans, yeah, that's going to be. It's funny how you mentioned both of those names in the same sentence. That you're going to get Blade living in Transylvania, getting a transit whatever operation. And Gap After Dark says, "Oh my God, you're a fan of Twilight." There you go. You got a fan there, Gorilla. But so that's basically it. I don't know if you guys have any topics you wanted to bring up, but I kind of just wanted to get that off my chest. I think it's sad what they, obviously we all know we talked about it over and over. The franchises that they're taking away from us and they're intentionally destroying. We all know they did it to Star Wars, they did it to Star Trek, they did it to Marvel. They're doing it to and now they're doing it to the Evil Dead. And it's like, my God, there's no bastion of sanity anymore. They're literally taking over every franchise. And I'm just thinking about it, and I'm thinking, okay, first of all, like I said, Sam Raimi, the original guy from creator of Evil Dead and director, the originals, I was a big fan of his. I got his movies were second to none. Everything he made, the Spider-Man movies, I mean, Drag Me to Hell. And then after that last Doctor Strange movie, I was like, oh my God, that was shit. So he sold out to Disney. Obviously, they had a big enough truck of cash, and he made the worst movie of his career, hands down one of the worst Marvel movies ever. And now he is completely sold out to Evil Dead for a paycheck. In fact, he's not even involved in this. Him and Bruce Campbell strictly had their name tagged on the beginning. Executive producer. Yeah, they're not even anywhere near the Loki. They're nowhere near the writing of this movie. They're nowhere near the producing. They're nowhere on set. They're probably not even in the same state the movie was filmed. They're just there for a paycheck. And now I see Bruce Campbell out there on Twitter and on the advertisements advertising the movie and pushing it, and I'm starting to lose my respect for him. And I hate to say that. God, I'm such a huge fan of Bruce Campbell. I have his autograph book. Um, Sorry guys for that rant. I hope I don't lose any listeners.
Yeah,
And
that was a good rant.
Gap After Dark says Jay Gordon Melton Video Hounds Vampires on Video. A Video Hound series, pretty good. Ooh, video series. I have not heard of that. I need to check that out. Thank you, Gap. I appreciate that. And Jay Gordon Melton the Vampire Book, the Encyclopedia of the Undead. The Secret series, very good. Ooh, and by the way, did any of you guys read the Zombie Handbook by Max Brooks, Mel Brooks' son? He's one, and then he went after that. He wrote World War Z, but the Zombie Encyclopedia is very very interesting. If you're a zombie fan, I suggest that book. No, and but Gap, I am going to check these out. Jay Gordon Milton. Okay, thank you because I had not heard of that Gap. So thank you. And Gap says Mike Mayo Video Hounds Horror Show 999 hair raising hellish humorous movies. Good book. Yeah, I didn't make note of that. Thank you. I'm going to be on Amazon tonight. I'm an avid reader. I love reading, and I even like reading horror books. So I've actually read zombie books and vampire books. I read the original Dracula. I used to have original printing of it. And if you like horror, I recommend Lansdale with this. It's J.R. Land. Oh, I'll probably pick him up when I'm least expecting it. But he's an excellent author, and he wrote Bubba Hotep. So if you look at Bubba Hotep and the original um, author to that, he wrote a series of horror books, horror comedy. He's an excellent writer. Let me see if I can pop that up. Oh, and I'm sorry, by the way. Once again, I'm going to apologize to you, Gorilla, because I couldn't make the Gilligan's Island. Joe R. Lansdale. Joe R. Lansdale. That's the author. But I
No, that's
apologize.
totally
I couldn't
fine.
make the You already watched the episodes. I'm sure you're all ready to review them, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I bet you are gonna know which one was my favorite one. Is the one I made a cameo appearance in.
The one you made a cameo appearance, or at least one of your relatives, or was that you?
That was me. I made the cameo appearance in that.
um, you've seen Star Trek, right, Gorilla?
What?
You've seen Star Trek.
Yeah.
Well, that actor that was in that gorilla suit was also in Star Trek.
What did he play?
Right. He was the Magato, I think. Remember the white gorilla
Oh,
that
the
scratched Kirk?
Mugato. The Mugato.
Right, he scratched Kirk. Because I'm going to be covering that. I'm going to make a stream. I was telling Jill, his name was Janos, Janos Provalsky or something like that. I was just reading up on him last night. And he made those suits himself. And he was on a lot of different shows. So like that gorilla suit, he was on a lot of different shows in that very same suit. He was also in Star Trek where he played the bird creature like in the cage. They showed him inside one of the little other cages across from Captain Pike. And he was also, I should give away the secret, he was also the Horta.
Huh.
I was reading in this I'll be when we cover our Devil in the Dark episode of Star Trek. I'll cover it, but from this Inside Star Trek book that I've been reading, he came in with the Horta suit and he held it up, and all the executives were like, "What the hell is that? That's not scary. What is that? We're looking for a monster, an alien, a creature, some blah blah blah." And they didn't understand. They said, "Like, what are you doing?" It's like, "This is not at all what we're looking for." And he said, "Hold on." And that's when he got on the floor and he covered himself with the Horta suit. And they're all just looking around and looking at each other like, "What is this?" And then he starts scuttling around with the Horta suit and scuttling, and then he stops, and then he backs up and he leaves an egg. And then he starts scuttling around the egg, and then they looked at it and they're like, "Wow, that's perfect." And that's how he got the job as a Horta. And Resolute Germ says, "I don't care for zombies. Too boring." How about the ones that run fast, Resolute? Like Return of the Living Dead. But I guess that's probably boring too, I imagine. And I do like zombies. And I like the slow ones, by the way. I like the patience. I like the suspense building up and the dread. Is there anything that you'd like to add, Gorilla? I guess I can wrap this up here relatively soon. I know it's late for you and you've got to storm Yeah, I know. You know how it's always freezing there. We've been having pouring rains here, what they call a bomb cyclone. Can you believe it?
Oh yeah, you guys bitch when you don't get enough rain, and now that you're getting some, now you're bitching there's too much rain.
Everybody's bitching but me. No, the only reason why I do is because, like last night, it really screws up the roads, traffic, flooding, because these idiots aren't used to it.
Yeah, I'll just give you crap on that one.
Oh, I know, but I mean they're dumb. They have okay. Everybody knows California has the most money. They have more money than most small countries, but they don't want to. They're greedy. They won't spend it to store the water when we get rain like this. So most of it just runs right off into the ocean, which is ridiculous. And then we go back into our drought, back where they hike prices and start threatening us and telling us we can't wash our cars or water our lawns. We're gonna go right back to that again because they waste all this water. Oh, California, I gotta get out of here. And Resolute Germ says, yeah, San Francisco finally takes a shower. Yeah, San Francisco had more rain the last couple of days than they have since like 1847. And it's like, yeah, for once the city doesn't stink like piss and shit.
Hey, maybe that's why they can't save the waters because there's too much shit in it.
Well, that is true too. But that's the stuff just within the cities. I'm talking about in the mountains and all that. They can build more reservoirs. Think about this, all right? I'll give you an example. Like up north from me is Oregon and Washington. They get loads and loads, plenty of rain, more than enough rain. Why don't they build a pipeline where the water goes from there to here? Well, because they'll build an oil pipeline because that makes money. Water doesn't make money, so we have no water pipelines. The only pipelines I've seen in California is from the whole state of California to Los Angeles. Los Angeles is like in its own little closed off area because it's surrounded by what's called the Grapevine Mountains, and they're very high. So they have to, us, the whole state pays to have water pumped up and over the Grapevine Mountains down to LA so that they can consume more water than anybody else in the whole state put together almost. But that's neither here nor there. Gap After Dark says the rain will clean the streets of San Francisco. They will for about half a day, yes. And Resolute Germ says you can't have our water. No, no. Like I said, if we would have conserved like we're supposed to, we'd have plenty of water. Same with energy. Same with energy, right? They made energy scarce. They closed down our nuclear plant and any of our coal burning plants or natural gas plants, and they're making us all live off wind vanes and solar panels. Now we're paying 10 times the price, and we only have a fraction of the energy, and we're living through these wonderful power outages and brownouts and rolling brownouts and et cetera, et cetera. But I don't know how I got sorry about talking into politics in California again. We do have the best Mexican food, I will say that, outside Mexico because we have a lot of Mexicans right here from there. So, Gorilla, you got to get up early tomorrow, right, and shovel more snow?
Yeah, I gotta show up my driveway, but we don't have a storm coming in. But I made that comment here during that when that blizzard hit.
Did you hear about that actor Jeremy Renner that played Hawkeye getting ran over by a snowcat?
No, I like I said, I don't know the actors too well, and I don't really
Well, that's
follow
why I said he,
actors'
he was
news.
in the he was in the Marvel. He was a Hawkeye in the Avengers. Did you see it?
No, I'm just starting my Marvel venture.
Avengers, the movie, The Avengers.
No, I was talking about my venture in Marvel. Like I'm just starting out watching them.
Oh, you haven't seen them?
No,
Oh, that's it. So, what order are you watching them? Are you like the order they came out, or what?
whatever suits my brain. Like I've seen Green Lantern there. I've seen
Oh,
Captain Marvel, the original Captain Marvel.
wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Oh, let me warn you. Don't watch the bad stuff. Otherwise, that's going to turn you off. Start with the good stuff first, and then get to the bad stuff.
Uh, Well, just watch it to watch it. Anything, you know.
I know. Well, because you're going to end up seeing like Captain Marvel, like the new one. If you see that, you're going to say, "I'm not going to watch this crap ever again."
Yeah, I watched an old one there, the one that Mr. Lundell's posting.
Okay, but I was talking about the new stuff when I was talking about Marvel. Lemon Pie says you can get great magazine for where I am without all the other BS. Uh, that's great, Lemon Pie.
Uh,
I've traveled around the states before, and so often I get to places where they're like Mexican food, and there's Taco Bell. I'm like, oh no.
I'll top it all off for you here. I used to work in a Mexican restaurant there from people who were from actual Mexico.
How was the food?
Oh, wonderful.
Absolutely, isn't it compared to Taco Bell, right?
It's wonderful because I cooked it.
Wonderful because you cooked it. There's modesty for you. And Resolute Germ says, don't start the Marvel movies. No, 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 no. They're dead. Trek, Star Wars, the Muppets, Pixar. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Planet of the Apes. I mean, we haven't even got to the Fox franchises that they're killing and or already killed. So, oh, Disney needs to be just torn apart. But
Don't
that's
worry,
my
they're doing
opinion.
that to themselves.
I know it's so stupid, isn't it? But just remember, all that funding and money comes from very deep pockets, and the war's not over yet. They're still planning on putting a lot more money into it.
They got, at least they got to start paying taxes now.
Well, in Florida, but overall, they own the politicians pretty much. They've got the pockets lined. The lobbyists, or I mean, yeah, the bribe lobbyists. So I wanted to thank everybody who came and visited. I really appreciate it tonight. I know we've had lemon pie, we had Gap After Dark, and I know LDG stopped by at some point. And Resolute Germs, so good to see you. And if you guys would like to vote in the poll, that's totally fine. Let me check the poll here. And the poll did not end itself. What do you know? That's always a very good thing. Let me show the poll here real quick and see what you guys thought about it. All right, there we go. Okay, here's our poll. So we have a total of 3 votes. 33% said Ed Rice and Renfield look magnificent. 33%. So we're split down the middle. 33% say Ed Rice and Renfield look like crap in a box. And 33%, so that's 1 vote for each, says liked Renfield but not Evil Dead Rise trailer. Okay. Thank you for voting, guys. Thank you. And I'm glad my poll didn't close itself. Okay, so that's always a good thing. And Gorilla, once I said, like I said, everybody, I appreciate you coming here and listening to my rant and my rave and my review of the trailers. And I appreciate your patience. And Gorilla, I want to thank you too. And I hope you can get that computer fixed. Maybe get that thing sped up some.
It's just the program I was running by Minecraft.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Minecraft takes a lot. Resolute Germs says talk about isn't Mexican food. Hell, it isn't even food. Yes, you're right. We were talking about that on Bird's channel earlier. Somebody brought up how it's mostly textured vegetable protein or some filler garbage. So it's like, yeah, I stay away from that. And not only that, it's more expensive than Mexican food. So it's like double no. Gap After Dark says awesome stream. Well, thank you, Gap After Dark. Awesome for you being here. And like I said, all you guys being here means a lot to me. I appreciate it. If you liked what you saw, please hit the like button. Subscribe, maybe. If you're on the rerun, subscribe to my channel. I hope you enjoy it. Um, After the stream is over, if you guys can leave a comment, I appreciate it. It kind of helps. I'm trying to build my algorithm. If not, I understand. Even if you don't like it, leave me a bad comment. No, I'm just kidding. But Gorilla, I want to say thank you though. And is there anything you wanted to share about your channel before we close it?
Well, tomorrow me and Resolute are hoping to do the Walton's review tomorrow night since we couldn't do it tonight. And just I got Babylon 5 on Saturday, 1984 on Saturday. Maybe on Saturday I'll do random thoughts with Gorilla, but I got like 4 or 5 topics I want to talk about, but I just don't know which one I want to do
Well, put
on
them down
Saturday.
on paper, and then when you're looking at them, then you can kind of shuffle them around.
Yeah.
You didn't stop your Walton stream for this one, did you?
No, no, no. Germ was busy tonight, so
Okay, gotcha.
we
Okay,
decided to do it tonight. We planned that there on Wednesday when we were doing Stranger Things that we'll just do it on Saturday or on Friday then.
okay. Yeah, I forgot because when I posted this stream up, Scotty reminded me that him and Jill were having a stream, and I felt bad. I was like, ah. And I told him I didn't do that intentionally. I forgot they were having a Quantum Leap stream. And if you're out there listening, please check out my channel on Mondays. We review Star Trek the Animated Series. At least for now, we have a handful of episodes left over. We'll be doing a poll in this next upcoming week to get a vote from you, people out there. We're gonna ask you guys what options of what shows we should cover after Star Trek the Animated
Yeah,
Series.
what are the options?
So far, Lost in Space or Batman 66.
I vote for Batman 66, and my vote's the only one that counts.
Your vote's the only one that got. All right. What is, yeah, that just sounds like our country too. That just sounds like the United States. Yes. And on Tuesday, you will find me on the wonderful anti-derivative Jill's channel. We'll be reviewing Star Trek: The Original Series. We just finished Arena, and we're going to be doing the Alternative Factor next week. Both shot at Vasquez Rocks, which I'm a big fan of. And Wednesdays, you'll catch Gilligan's Island stream with Gorilla Random Thoughts here, as well as myself. And that's on Wednesdays, and at least it is for now. We're kind of bouncing back the idea. Maybe we might be changing it to an earlier time on Tuesday, so that may happen too. So keep your eyes open, guys. And I also, as you can see, I do this random stream here, uh, musings and rumblings from the lab. And I will have another one soon when it sparks my fancy or when people feel like chatting. So for wherever you are, I know there's a lot of storms going on in bad weather, so stay warm and take care of yourself. All right, drive safe. And good night, everybody in the chat, and good night to you too, Gorilla. Thank you.
Yeah.